Hi, I'm Nat. I'm Guyanese, and I'm a part of Delta Phi Omega Sorority Incorporated.
Hi, I'm Toryn. I'm half white, half Trini, and I'm part of Delta Epsilon Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm Trini, and I'm part of Delta Phi Omega Sorority Incorporated.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm Indian, and I'm part of Delta Phi Omega Sorority Incorporated.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm Guyanese, and I'm also part of Delta Epsilon Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
So let's get ready to go
Down Bacchanal Boulevard.
Are you ready for Bacchanal, 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 Bacchanal? Are you ready for Bacchanal, Bacchanal?
Alrighty, so today we are discussing Greek life as Indo-Caribbeans. So first I'd like to talk about just the journey to I guess, get to where we are in each of our respective orgs. So Sam, if you'd like to start us off.
Sure. I crossed last fall with Nat and Megan, and that was really great. But my process to getting there was kind of rooted in my Caribbean parents' ways. I felt like I needed to be a little more in the college experience with staying in their limitations, as you know. And I felt like a sorority was the best way to do that. But I also didn't want to be a part of a stereotypical sorority, like what I had seen and heard about. And as soon as I saw a DPO, I knew that this was something that I could connect with because of that.
Yeah, so for me too, my parents kind of don't support being in a sorority or being in Greek life at all. But I feel like for me, I met a lot of great people, and all those stigmas that I've heard and all of those things that I've heard that were negative about sororities was kind of different because this sorority that I'm in showed me that there's different aspects and different things to Greek life that I didn't know about, and all the people that I've met are just truly amazing people, and I think it's definitely helped me to grow as a person.
I could say for me, joining D-side, it was different because for my brother, he was also a part of D-side, and he told me, joining a community, a Greek community, at that point, you meet a lot of new people. There's a lot of connections you can really, find out. And he said a part of it, it'll help you in the long run because, when you graduate and stuff, you have all these people you met, you made new friends, you build a connection with everybody. And I could say me and Toryn being in D-side as well, it made me a lot of new connections as well.
Yeah, so it was completely different for me.
Yeah.
So my high school friend, her older brother was the president my senior year. So she was like, "Oh yeah, you should definitely pull up and just see what it's like." And I had no idea because it's primarily South Asian, so it's Indian mostly. But then I found out there's a lot of your brother. I met him and he's Guyanese and met all of these Indo-Caribbeans too. And I was like, "Oh, this is a really cool org that I can definitely vibe with." And I definitely made a lot of good memories that'll serve me for the rest of my life.
I mean, for me, I wasn't necessarily coming in looking for a sorority. I'd always dreamt about it as a little girl growing up, but it wasn't that it was too scary for me. I just didn't know if it was the right fit for me. But definitely after joining a sorority, I can see that there are a lot of benefits that do come from it to being sitting in front of me. That I had these amazing friends from it. So.
Yeah, I definitely think friends is probably the best part of Greek life because it's I've made friends with people that I feel in a regular setting I would never connect with, But then as you spend time with them and you get to know them on a more deeper and personal level than I think just meeting regular people out on the street. And so the people I'm rooming with now this year, I met through the fraternity when I joined last year. And they're some of my closest friends that I know now.
And I mean, you're not necessarily just meeting people in your org too, the different sororities and fraternities, the roommates that he has, I'm good friends with them too. I would consider them some of my best friends as well, even though yeah, they're not in my sorority, but I still have things in common because they're also South Asian too.
And the DGC Council, they do have a lot of events. So everybody from every org, they do attend. You can meet people in your same major, it can help you. You guys can study. You guys can talk about it. You guys are here at school at the end of the day, and it's good. You make friends from other orgs. And the events that they have, it's pretty spread out too, so it's manageable. If you can't make one, you can always make another one as well.
And I think as well, in being in a school like UCF, being in a sorority kind of makes it feel, or a fraternity makes it feel a lot smaller than it seems to be. Because initially coming in, I was like, well, this is a huge school. I don't know how I'm going to meet anyone, especially anyone with a similar ethnicity. And now I have like way too many, so that's great.
Yeah, coming here, I didn't think like there was even anything as like a South Asian sorority at all. So it's really like cool to see the diversity, and DGC, that like that organization helps like bring that out to other people like us who want that community and want that like friendship with those like certain people.
Yeah, it definitely allows you to connect with a bunch of different cultures. Like I was exposed to like so many different like norms between all these cultures, and it's like, yeah, I really like it. Like getting to see like I tried like boba for the first time. I was like,
Yeah, the socials too, they help like interact with each other.
And it's not just like our council too, like the National Panhellenic Council, like they come out and support us all the time too. So like they're at our events all the time. So the next thing that I would like us to talk about is just the sense of like brotherhood, sisterhood, and like having a community to belong in regards to like other organizations that like we may be in. So I know like you're in MedLife. So would you tell us like what's the difference between the communities that there is between that and DPsi?
For MedLife, I'm a pre-med major, and so I think a big difference is just like surrounding yourself with like-minded people, because obviously being a pre-med major, you're going to surround yourself with other pre-med kids, and I definitely think there are positives and negatives to that. Like obviously positives is like you guys have a lot in common. You take a lot of the same classes. Like a lot of my pre-med friends, we just met each other through classes, and then we like hang out with each other outside of school life, and then that's how we like get closer. And I think a difference between that and Greek life is like you're not always surrounded by those like-minded people, you know, like Matthew, you're like a computer engineering major. So it's like those are like completely different ends of the spectrum, but like getting that opportunity to just like hang out whenever, as opposed to like really mainly just hanging out in school, there's a lot of differences in like the ways you connect. But like those are also like great ways. Like there's positives and negatives to that, but I think in the end you still make those good connections.
You're in journalism.
Yeah.
Tell me about that and the difference.
Honestly, journalism itself at UCF is kind of a very small program, but because it's so small, it's so highly competitive. So the pros, like Toryn was saying, is that yes, like you guys are doing the same things, but you're competing for the exact same things because it's so tiny. So rather where the sorority, like one of our sisters is also in journalism with me, there's no competition in that, but it's rather like, oh my gosh, we're struggling with the same thing. How can we help each other meet ends? Whereas in obviously the actual program, everyone's fighting for the last bit they could take before you could grab that. So I think the sincerity helps keep your mind straight during the semester for sure.
I think with the idea of sisterhood and brotherhood and Greek life, it helps us to like kind of lean on each other, and with academics being like how it is in college, I think we're able to have like a support system, and I think especially for us, like we're there for each other a lot. If we need something, we'll text each other. And with our Greek life, it's just kind of how it is. Like we develop a sisterhood, we develop that friendship, and with other clubs, sometimes it's just not like that. It's a lot different in that aspect.
Yeah, it could be harder, like especially with like a bigger club, like finding like that select friend group that you like. Whereas, like for us at least, like the sorority was already kind of small, and then us joining, we obviously had like we went through the same things, so we already had like that bond formed.
And I think, well, for me personally at least, when we cross together, you know, you have to make these oaths to your sisterhood and your sorority and to each other. And I think that's something that I hold near and dear.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would see any other club or organization the same way as I see that. So it's definitely held to like a different standard.
Oh, yeah.
I would Yeah, I would say the same thing as well. Like, I see the difference for me, for my major when I transferred here for computer engineer. I try to find people, like I would say, in my major, who are doing the same thing. So I joined an engineering club, and I would say meeting those people compared to like when I joined D side, I would say those like I would say going to those meetings, it's just like we have meetings, we talk about our degrees, what we're planning on doing after. I guess we build a connection based off of like school related things. I wouldn't say we hang out after that. We do have like a Discord, I guess, that they talk about like their classes, what classes we take if we're going to class and stuff like that. But joining, D side, I think I created with everybody in there. I met new people, especially Toryn. I could say like we are pretty close, and in my opinion, I feel like we have a different bond than the other clubs we have as well.
For sure. And
Yeah.
like what I'm hearing off what you said is just stay away from engineering.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah,
sound
right?
super boring.
Stay
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, trust me, a lot of coding.
Yeah, no, not for me.
I would definitely say too, like knowing Nat through my sorority and then meeting you, Toryn, like my boyfriend loves you now. And like that was a connection I don't know how I would have made any other type of way.
No, yeah, for sure. Like you just meet so many like different people, and I think it's one of like, I think that's what kind of like made me realize like this is what college is about, because it's like I'm a pretty like shy person by nature, but then like being like forced to step out of that comfort zone and then like meet people like your boyfriend, it's like dang, these guys are chill. So it's like
Right, I wouldn't call you shy, so I'm surprised you said that.
No, he can get shy, but I feel like our boyfriends like being friends with each other as well is what like also keeps us close too.
Right.
Because sometimes like they make plans and tell us, hey, we're going out. So,
Right.
but in the end, like it benefits us and our sisterhood.
Exactly.
So
I like that everything loops back to that.
yeah. So, with that being said, like what leadership opportunities have you guys held in Greek life?
everything and everything, baby. No, I mean, so for me, I was vice president and I'm alumni chair. So basically, I was just responsible for holding other people like accountable, just making sure that, because like, okay, the secret about Greek life, it's not all like parties, like
Oh.
you
That's a
have
stereotype. Yeah, that's just a
Don't
stereotype.
condone partying.
like it's a lot of like work you got to put in, because if you want other people to join, you have to show them that like, okay, we're a well-established organization, we have benefits that we can give you. But yeah, it's a lot of putting in the work. So each person in the fraternity like has their own position, has their own responsibilities, and like has their own contribution to upholding their reputation. So like I know you
Yeah.
are the
I have
philanthropy.
I have a few chairs.
Yeah, you have a few chairs.
Yeah. So for me, I do have social chair I'm running. So basically, social chair, it's like, you talk to other people in different orgs. You try to, find a date that everybody can hang out. Basically, just form something fun for both sides. It's a good way to meet new people. You get to know everybody, and I personally I like social chair. I probably don't want to like not be social chair. It's pretty fun for me as well. But other than that, I do have philanthropy and also have fundraising as well. Those are also two like very important chairs. Like for us, our philanthropy is JDRF. We for diabetes basically we donate every year $1,998. So it is a fun way. We have to try to make the money fundraise. We have our event that we'd host once a year. It's Dodging Diabetes. I think it's a really good event as well because a lot of people come out. You guys play. We usually have like 4-on-4s, like dodgeball tournaments, and it's a fun way to play, in my opinion. But for that chair, it does take a lot of work. You have to take initiative. You have to plan everything in advance, and the same goes for fundraising as well. Like we do have an event tomorrow, which is the ice cream, which is also like we have like a Indian flavor. It's called jalab.
Gulab jamun.
Gulab jamun. Yeah, but we could cut that one. But yeah, in my opinion, I think being this fundraising chair and philanthropy with social chair, it is a lot of roles at the end of the day because you do have to task it with school. You have to study. You have exams as well. But it's also for me like a reward, like a break that I can put my time into something else.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that as well. Yeah.
I agree. A good self promo,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Come to the event.
I
if
was
you
about
guys
to
are free.
say, come to
Well,
ours because ours
it's
is
gonna
same
be-
time, same place,
Yeah.
same
It's gonna be posted
location.
after though.
Oh,
It's not posted
no.
today. It's
I
posted
talked to your
later.
DGC delegate yesterday at the meeting, and we tried to like come up with a way that both of I was like, oh, your events that day, our pioneers that day, like
Yeah.
get some ice cream after you pie us.
Yeah.
But I do have a question
Yeah.
for you. So, because I've gone to the Dodging
Yeah.
Diabetes tournament.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
super fun. I loved
Mhm.
it. Wish I could have played, but didn't. But is that like a traditional event that
So-
happens every year?
Yeah, so for us, it is a tradition as well. But we usually switch it up because, we want to try something new, right? So Dodging Diabetes, it is a tradition for us that we do, but sometimes we do switch it up with like another sport like basketball. But for
Yeah,
us,
like we had dunking on diabetes one year.
Mhm.
So
But for us, we found out like, a lot of people would prefer to play dodgeball than, basketball. I feel like that's more like we would get competitive
more
in that
accessible,
sport.
yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to play dodgeball, for
Yeah.
everybody, and they have fun. Everybody likes it. Yeah,
Yeah. Definitely a very fun event
Yeah.
to go to.
yeah.
what about you guys? What do you do for your like philanthropy?
Well, we have two different ones. We have Literacy Through Unity Week, which we do Nanubai Foundation Education Foundation, and then we basically raise money. We do a bunch of different things, but I think our annual thing is the spelling bee, which is
Yes.
very
Okay.
popular.
That's our tradition.
Yeah, being a neo, I honestly didn't understand that like the hype around the spelling bee.
Yeah.
But apparently DGC really loves it. The community showed out for that one.
Hey, it shows
Competitive.
your intelligence too.
Right.
So.
Yeah. In terms of positions, I am treasurer as well as marketing chair and recruitment chair and DGC delegate. Treasurer is probably the most time consuming apart from marketing, just because it's always something with money and we're always broke and we always need more money.
Girl, you're
So-
always busy too.
Always. So it's not great. But marketing is really fun. I love marketing. I think that comes really easy. I used to have a nonprofit back in the day, so I like doing all that fun stuff on Instagram and kind of goes with my major.
You had a nonprofit?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was called Gen Z Talks Change. It was on Instagram. Basically, we would do news stories from all over the world. So I had people in like North Korea, Russia, Mexico, and the US, and they would write stories about things going on just to kind of get Gen Z more involved in the political affairs of the world. We had like 15K people, and we
Wow.
did
That's
like
actually-
panels and a lot of like things with other communities and whatever.
And you
But-
founded that?
Yeah, me and my best friend did sophomore year of
Wow.
high school. And then we were like, this is a little too much. And it got hacked by Russian crypto scammers, so we
No
just never
way.
picked it back up. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's
it was fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
While it lasted, right?
Right.
Before it got hacked.
Yeah,
by
before it
Russia.
got-
Literally.
So my positions are, I do stroll chair because I love dance, and like I don't know, everything I do is just like I'm literally dancing all the time. So I'm like, if I don't get stroll chair, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I got it luckily, and I help make like the dances, strolls. That's what it's called in Greek life. And I also am webmaster. I'm supposed to update the website, so that will be updated eventually.
Supposed
But,
to
you
be
know.
the key word.
But it will be updated, I promise.
For the yard show, did you make the dance for you guys?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
so I liked it. It was
Thank
good. Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, so the strolls, what she's talking about, like we have like these dances for each of our orgs, and they're like unique to each of our orgs. And so every semester we have like a showcase, and so like what Megan does is like she's responsible for like making the dances, and like everyone tries to do the best ones, and like we won last time, obviously. We were the best ones.
Wait,
Right?
you guys won this year?
Yeah,
I think they won at the award show or something.
there was no award. I'm just lying.
You guys won something at DGC prom, but
The
I don't remember.
philanthropy
Oh,
was
yes,
ours,
they,
yeah,
that's
the
for
award.
you. That was for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
won that.
I was like, I don't
Yard-
remember that.
Yard show's a good tradition.
Yeah.
This year was I think high school tropes, so we did
Yeah,
Mean,
Mean
Girls.
Girls.
Yeah, so it was really fun.
And I
Yeah.
mean, like, you don't have to like
Yeah.
be performing to like go. Like, it's fun to watch. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't perform.
I didn't
but
perform
You can
either.
still
Yeah.
go and support. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. I was there last semester, and but for me, I'm professional development chair for my sorority, and so what I do is I kind of just try to keep everyone like professional. Because when we go out, we have a name that we are representing, and we don't want to like look bad on that. So I just kind of watch over everyone, make sure that they're being like respectful and like not cursing or anything like that, because we are representing a group of women, especially like when we are wearing like our line jackets or our line shirts and like that kind of stuff. When we're wearing like DPO merch in general, we are representing them on the spot. Like someone could come up to us and just ask, hey, like, what's the jacket for? And you have to say it. It's for my sorority, Delta Phi Omega. And they're like, oh, you're in a sorority, but you're acting like this. And it's like you're not supposed to. So for me, like what I really do in it is if I do see an issue that comes up, I address it, and sometimes like I'll give like a PowerPoint or something like that to just make sure that it's like corrected and like these people know that what they did is like not necessarily right and to just work on it. Sometimes like I'll just give a PowerPoint just because haven't had an event in a while. Here's a PowerPoint. Let's look at this. So,
And she does a damn good job.
have one coming up. But
On
yeah.
colorism, right?
Yes.
Yeah, stay tuned. I can't wait.
Yeah, anyone can come to it too. So
Wait, what's it about?
colorism.
What's that?
You should come.
It's like
I guess I can find out.
yeah, you'll find out later.
Okay.
We can go into stories. Yeah, let's go
Oh,
into
boy.
stories then.
But, yeah.
Like stories.
That's the only thing I
regarding-
could think that would tie it back.
Yeah.
He give you
Or,
Buck
like,
Ross.
Ross or Buck Ross. I had to teach him what that was. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know I was going to start first. Okay.
So Sam, what was your dad's reaction to you joining sorority?
My dad thought that I just wanted to go party with a bunch of girls. I don't know what he quite meant by that, to be honest. But coming from, like, both of my parents are Trini, and they grew up there majority of their lives. And my dad came to New York, like, in the 90s and whatever. But my dad, he was very questionable about it. He didn't understand it. And I think the convincing factor was that our president is also Trini. That is probably the sole reason I was allowed to rush, because Kat is Trini. And I don't know, thank God for Trini's, because now here I am, and he loves it, and he follows the Instagram, and he used to watch our get readies with me when we cross. He's like, oh, who's this? Like, da, 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 whatever. So now he's like all DPO hurrah, which is great. But yeah.
Did Kat have to like talk to him?
He didn't. All I had to do was say, oh, she's Trini. And that was it. That was the end of that. So
No, honestly, like it's pretty cool seeing like that connection between other Caribbean people as
Right.
well, because it's like you could not know. Like my dad, like he just if they bond over anything, it's the fact that they're Caribbean, and then it's like they're best friends after. You
Yeah.
know? And I think that's just so cool.
same thing, like one of our line sisters, she's low-key kind of like a family friend, and I didn't know. I dropped her home one day, Maya, and my boyfriend was like, oh, I know your dad. Like, he's my mechanic. And, like, apparently they're, like,
everyone
related a
knows
little.
everyone.
So I was like, wow, okay. There you go. Maya's also Trini. That was a +2 for me.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like, my dad. So me and my sister, we're a part of sororities. And my dad doesn't, like, really see the point. And I'm broke, so I have him pay for my sorority fees. And, like, I'll ask him, hey, can you send me some money? And he's like, what for? And I was like, well, I had to pay my sorority fees. And he was like, y'all need to stop doing this crap, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Like, what does it bring to you? And I was like, I had to, like, make up something on the spot. I was like, well, we have this event coming up where I can meet, like, other architects.
Or I use that one all the time. Like,
I was like, there's sisterhood and, like, that kind of stuff. I have 2 sisters. He doesn't care about the sisterhood.
He's like, you got sisterhood right here.
Yeah, literally. Literally. So, but I mean, like at the end of the day, like he wants to make me happy, so he paid for it.
period. I will say, one thing that my dad has talked to me about, and like I know other countries is different, but I know Trinidad, like the schools are like very big in their school spirit. And my dad, like for any of you who knows, he was a St. Benedict's boy. And they write that whether you were NAPS, whatever it is, St. Stephen's, my mom went there. So he gets the whole pride in that. And I think that's where we kind of find that connection in terms of sorority, like why I'm so organized, why I always have to be there on a Thursday at 4:30 when I don't have class, all that.
No, yeah. My mom was actually in a sorority when she was in college, and that was like 100 years ago now. So
I'm gonna show this to your mama.
but, so yeah, like when she
What's
like heard about like my interest in it, she was just like, just make sure like you're responsible and like doing like making good decisions, because like she knows like the whole experience from back when she was doing it. My dad's the Trini one in my family, and he was just like, is this worth it? Like, what's the point of this? And I was just like, it's good, like good connections. I think it'll help me like build like my career up. Like all of like the things that we do in Greek life like can be put on our resume. And it's like if we do something meaningful like the philanthropy event, like we can put that as like, hey, I did this when I was in college and when I was in like a fraternity. Yeah. And like for me, I'm going into med school. Like med schools can look at that and they can be like, that's impressive. Like, good on you for doing that, So I just like that. But my dad, he's still a little skeptical even now. I'm just like, yeah, we're just doing this. We're just hanging out. It's nothing, no big deal.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah. He's just like, all right, whatever. Just go do your thing. But yeah.
I would say it's different for me because my brother was also in the fraternity, the same one we're in right now. So my dad was skeptical too with him. He didn't really, my parents are old school. They came from Guyana and they moved to New York. So they're not really they don't know about sororities, fraternities, and just Greek life in general. So when my brother had joined, he was just like very skeptical. He wasn't really, he didn't support it at first because he didn't really know. It's like a stereotypical thing where people just go and party and stuff like that. But they really don't know what's really behind, At the end of the day, we are an organization. And he kind of saw that, like, we do have our, priorities, trying to get our school comes first no matter what. And then for the organization, you have to make sure you guys have everything in check. You got to do your philanthropy, you have fundraising. You have even like the president has to keep up in check just to make sure you guys stay as an org and nothing really goes downhill. On top of that, it really builds people, in my opinion. And for them, they saw that with him. So then when I joined, they're like, you really should do it. They seen the connections when he graduated and all the connections opened up for his jobs. And they're like, it's a good thing because for our major, he got his bachelor's in cybersecurity IT. Our majors, it is really hard to get jobs because a lot of people are going for the same thing. But we had a connection from an older brother of ours in our frat that helped them out with a job, and it was pretty fast. So they seen that, and they really pushed me to join as well, I would say.
If your brother wasn't in the frat, do you think you would have joined?
Honestly, I probably would. Like, I transferred over here. I didn't really know too much. I honestly didn't even know he was in this frat. To be honest, I remember I was telling
Was he
Toryn.
like here
Yeah, when
at
we
this?
first
No,
met, we were like, yo, you look like your brother. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And they like showed me a picture, and it was like an old picture of him I didn't even know he took. And then
It was like,
after,
wait, this is the organ he's in?
Yeah, and then our last names was the same. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even know he was in this fraternity. So it was actually pretty crazy. He told me to join one, but he didn't really tell me which one to join.
So he was at DPsi,
Yeah.
like at UCF?
Yeah, so
You knew him before?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
well,
Circle of life.
when he joined, he was still here.
Oh, okay.
And then when he graduated, I transferred from Valencia over here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Circle of life.
Yeah,
Kind
right?
of love that.
It comes back to
yeah.
like Caribbean. Everyone knows everyone.
Basically,
Literally.
yeah.
Like his
And-
brother and my dad work in the same hospital.
And I also know a few people in there that's older than me from family friends, which is actually crazy to me because I didn't know they were even a part of D-side as well.
Alumni everywhere.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, so my family actually doesn't. A lot of them don't know that I'm in a sorority. So if you're watching this, I'm not. Just kidding. Okay, yeah, a lot of them don't know. So, I mean, a lot of my family is closed-minded, and even if I do explain it, like, they're still going to believe what they see on the internet, what they hear, what they watch. And, like, I mean, I'm my own person. I think I'm old enough to figure out if the sorority is, like, good for me, and I have decided, obviously it is. I think a lot of what has been seen is what they believe. And even if I do explain it to them, I know that they're not going to believe me. So I just have to kind of use my own intuition and figure out if it was a good choice for me. And I believe it definitely was. And I met amazing people sitting right here too. And I've had a lot of connections from it. And I think it definitely, I didn't know that it like could help your resume at all. But I think that's a good benefit from it too. And I think there was a lot of things that I discovered from it after I joined. But I think overall it's been such a good experience for me.
I feel like the reason why like Caribbean parents don't necessarily like the idea of a sorority and fraternity is because the representation in films that like they're all like they're bad.
And it's only like in the news when it's bad. You'll never see it in the news.
You'll never
good.
hear something about like our philanthropy or anything like that. The Panhellenic and the IFCs.
Yeah.
So like our council, like we are the Diversified Greek Council. We have our own traditions and like that kind of stuff. So we are different from those Greek orgs, but those are the Greek orgs that are like represented in films. So that's why I feel like there is like the bad light and like the stereotypes of Greek orgs, but it's not the same when it comes to in person because we are a whole different council. We have our own different sets of like morals and goals and everything like that. And like that's what I like about like our council in terms of like other councils.
Oh, I love our council.
Yeah.
Like, I love DGC delegate. I think it's one of my favorite positions just because it's like a nice refresher to just go and sit down and be like, okay, it's really like, even though things in my org seem hectic, everybody's doing things and it reminds me while we're all here and then I'm excited to socialize with them and do all the things and I'm back to square one.
Yeah, so I had a question too. I mean, we could say this. Where do you guys see yourself, or like, what is the plan you guys have to try to benefit from, your sorority fraternity, or what do you want to climb up in DGC? One day you could be DGC president, or do you guys? What is the goal for you guys?
I love your question because as soon as I saw DPO, I was like, I want to be president. Not gonna lie.
Right? Yeah.
No, that was me too.
So be tuned for an election because me and Nat are gonna have to go head to head.
No, sadly, that is not in the cards
Curry
for
chicken
me
versus
anymore.
chicken curry.
No, I don't think presidency is in the cards for me anymore. Just because I'm trying to graduate next year.
Yeah, true.
So I don't have enough time to like move up and like I would love to be DGC president.
I think you would do great.
I would love to do that. I feel like
e-board.
I would snap everyone in check. But like with my major change,
yeah.
I'm trying to graduate next year, so it's just I don't have the time for it. Because originally, like with architecture, I had 4 years. I had all the time in the world to figure out my positions, move up in them, become president, become DGC president or whatever. But with the change happening, I'm just trying to one and done it right now.
Really,
So
I feel you. I found out I was graduating next year. I was like, oh,
Me too. I also found out, so I don't know if I don't know what I'm doing next year at all.
I feel like my college life is cut short because we're freshmen.
Yeah, it's crazy that
What?
we're graduating next
We're
year.
freshmen. You didn't know that?
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot.
You're a
graduating early.
junior.
Yeah, very early. Unless I
Yeah.
take a minor, so I'm trying to figure that out.
I'm trying to finish
So
my
I
minor.
have a sports business management minor and a poli-sci minor because it's a requirement with journalism.
A poli-sci minor?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because of the Gen Z talks change, I had to root it back there. Politics.
I'm dead. But what about you guys?
I'm gonna be here for 10 years, man. I got
school.
I got to graduate. I got med school, and then I got residency.
Yeah, but you can't do DPsi and med school and
Oh no, yeah,
residency.
I'm not like
So you got what? 2 years left?
yeah, 2 years. I don't know. I think right now I gotta like focus on my career more. Like,
Period.
med school's like you got volunteering, clinical hours, like all that stuff.
MCAT. Oh, I
Oh
could
yeah,
not.
MCAT.
I could not.
I mean, you kind of did your thing too. You were part of DGC, one of the
Yeah, I was
boards
part
as
of
well.
the DGCE board freshman year. Like I did,
Freshman year.
yeah.
You know, the girl who took over, the girl who you were partners with, she said that in the
Ariana?
beginning she was so proud of Toryn because he did not even know how to use Canva. And then by the time
Yeah.
he walked out, he figured it out.
No, yeah. Like
Okay.
it was like
I
a
have a story for that one.
it was like a learning experience, definitely. Like I did a lot towards Greek life like my first 2 years of college, and like I definitely got a good experience out of it, and so now like I can just enjoy my time as like managing both, but like not being as involved in Greek life and just focusing more on my school. But I'll still like show up to Greek events
Right.
whenever it's like needed, you know.
I mean, that's understandable though. Like we're in college for our majors, not
Yeah.
for Greek life. So like I wouldn't ever like trash talk anyone for
Me
choosing to
either.
focus more on their major, because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, like that's what happened to me when I was in high school. I chose to focus more on getting my degree than like playing my sport, and things happen. But like I learned from that, and like I will never say anything to anyone about like choosing one thing over the next, because they have their own priorities. I knew I wasn't gonna come to college playing sports. I would rather have gotten my degree. So, and I'll be graduating next year hopefully. So benefits in the end.
Y'all ever shot bamboo before?
What?
Wait, what?
What?
You know what bamboo shooting is?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Like you gotta like
like the
Well, no.
spitball?
No.
you, like,
it's
it
like you
hits
take a
them.
bamboo stick and you like
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking. Like
no,
the
you take a
dart.
stick of bamboo and like
Where the
you
heck do
light
find
one
a
end on
stick of
fire.
bamboo?
Peel it off.
No, yeah. You like light one end and like it shoot like the whole like stalk like shoots out at the other end.
This is the Trini part.
Yeah. So
Oh, the sugar cane.
well, yeah, but my dad calls
Oh,
it bamboo.
sugar cane. No, I know what sugar cane is.
Good. Congrats. No, my dad actually had bamboo though. It was
Slay.
bamboo.
Wait, but
So-
bamboo is not sugar
Bamboo
cane.
cathedral have bamboo
What?
in Trinidad.
Yeah, they have bamboo. This ain't Guyana,
Well, I ain't never been to Guyana, so
but
I can't
yeah.
say
So like my
nothing.
dad was telling me how he used to shoot bamboo, and one time he like, you gotta like stand over the little thing you light the fire on, just to make sure like it doesn't like go off accidentally. So he shot it, and the fire got too big. Put his eyebrows clean off. Shaved his eyebrows clean off.
But he's got eyebrows now, right?
Oh yeah, he just doesn't have like hair on his head because he's
me
old.
neither. My dad is bald too.
Yeah.
And so I feel like
Did we
talked
mention like
about
how
all of
we're
this.
not exclusive? Like,
I feel like
Oh
that's
yeah,
pretty
if you're like
easy to-
if you're like Hispanic, you can still join DPsi.
yeah, like
Yeah,
anyone
was
can
it-
join.
Okay, I know you mentioned
Yeah.
this earlier, and it piqued my mind. Obviously, were you
Yeah.
born in New York?
Yeah, so for me, my whole family, we were born in New York. But for me, when I was 2, we had moved to Florida.
Oh, okay.
They kind of said, I guess, for me, I had asthma, so they said it would be better for me to move down here. Yeah.
That one happened to me.
Yeah, so kind of blamed it on me for us moving down, but
The
I,
asthma.
yeah, I still go and I still visit, you know.
Do
I
you
like
still
New
have
York.
asthma?
I love New York.
Honestly, they said I should get a check back out. They said, I mean, I don't think
I think
do.
you grow it because mine
Yeah.
doesn't even wear out
Yeah.
anymore. I think we grow out
Yes.
of it.
Y'all are lucky.
Right? Wait,
Yeah.
you have asthma?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Bad? Like the albuterol and all that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Can't even walk up the stairs without like
oh no.
heavy breathing.
No, girl, that's crazy.
No, but when I go like to the doctors, they're like, "You barely have anything." But go ahead.
But yeah, that's interesting though. I
Yeah.
was born in New York and then I moved to
What?
Florida and then I moved to Trinidad and then I came back to
And
New
you came
York
back
and
for-
now I'm here in Florida. So yeah.
You want to...
Yeah, I went all around.
But out of those 3, like the country and then the 2 states, which one would you prefer to live in?
Always New York.
Always New York? Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Queens.
Queens, yeah. But I came here because I don't like the
Yeah.
snow and I need some
Yeah.
warmth. But yeah, so I'm happy to be here anyways, and I'm
Yeah.
glad with the sisters I've got and the Greek life that we represent.
Okay, so I have a little game called Truth or Myth. Well, Truth or Myth. So I'm going to say something. You say whether that's the truth or it's a myth. So the first one is Greek life is only about partying.
Man.
Myth.
Yeah.
100%
We
myth.
definitely address
If you want to figure that out, go check the podcast earlier. You know, get more views.
Yeah. You had to be rich to join a sorority or fraternity.
Myth.
I'm broke.
As treasurer, that is something that we make sure is not a problem for you. That should be the last thing that comes to your mind when you're thinking about sorority.
Yeah.
Or
Should be
fraternity.
like the sisterhood and the brotherhood.
If they need, like, they'll fundraise for
Yeah.
some of you guys. So
And they have like payment plans
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can
There's a
just
lot of
do it at your
options.
leisure.
A lot of options. Joining Greek life automatically boosts your social life.
I would say true.
I would say it's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because then you're just like forced to be around people.
Yeah.
It's
You at
like,
least meet one person.
Yeah, and like you automatically have stuff on like your social calendar
Yeah.
because you're like required to come to these
Yeah.
events. So, Greek members have better networking opportunities after college.
True.
True.
that's true. Like all of like the alumni connections that you gain, especially, is like it really helps a lot. Like two older brothers that I know are like they already took their MCAT and stuff, and they're like applying to med school, and they've just been like giving me a little bit of guidance. It's like, oh, hey, you should like apply here for like a job, or like go here for volunteering, and it's pretty useful. And like I know one of my other brothers, he's getting like an internship at like an alumni's like civil engineering work, and I'm like, that's really
great.
cool.
Yep.
That's amazing. Greek organizations only care about looks and personality.
That's a myth.
Myth.
That's why I'm here. You know? That's a myth.
No, that's for the diversity. Diversified Greek Council right there. All Greek organizations are the same.
Oh,
Myth.
no,
That's a myth. I feel like
I think they have a lot of similar values, but they're all unique in the way they like approach having those values.
I feel like because all of them like have a different like history and a background, that like all of them are different in their own way. Like for example, our philanthropies, two different things. Yes, we are both like South Asian based like sororities, fraternities, but like we not necessarily value different things, but like what we choose to help are different. And that's like one of the differences out of many. Greek life is only for extroverts.
Myth.
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 Yeah.
Definitely a myth.
Well, would you like to share an experience then?
I mean, yeah, I think especially when I first met our whole line, I was like very nervous because like I thought everyone was like extroverted. I was like so scared. And then slowly I started realizing like everyone has different personalities. Not everyone is extroverted. And I think that's okay to have like your people within like your Greek sorority fraternity. But I think at the end of the day, everyone is like a sisterhood or a brotherhood. Everyone comes together at the end. But yeah, for sure, there's going to be people who are more introverted. I can tell you that.
Okay, I have one last one. All Greek members have to live in the house.
Myth.
Myth.
We do not live in a house. Do y'all live in a house?
No,
No.
I commute.
All right.
It's cool.
Yeah, we don't have a house though.
Oh.
Like it's false to even say like to even suggest that because a lot of like Greek organizations they don't have a house or an apartment. I know you guys do up in UF.
Yeah.
Is
we
it
got one in
official?
UF. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms.
Nice.
Oh,
So it's like everyone there like has like a central location, you know, to go to. And like another like I guess to build off like connections and stuff, like we have like different chapters and stuff like across the country. So it's like if you're going to like New York, like we have a NYIT chapter. So it's like if you need a place to stay, they'll hook you up. I'm going to Gainesville like tomorrow and I'm staying with like bros up at UF. So that's a good like perk
Right.
of
We
joining.
have the Hofstra chapter over at New York as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. So like you don't need to book a hotel, you know. All you need is just
Connections.
Yeah.
All I need
yeah,
is,
connections.
Bus card and I'm good.
The Metro card.
Favorite Caribbean food.
Oh, this is such a good one. It's either like aloo pie or a bacon shock. I can't play. I don't know.
I made him learn how to make aloo pies.
Oh, really?
My aunt makes the best aloo pies.
What?
And yeah, I like got her recipe and I
Yo,
made
make
that.
some aloo pies and sell it as a DPsi fundraiser. I'll be
That
there.
would be
Buy
nice.
all the aloo
Next social, I'll bring
please.
some. Yeah, I love
I
aloo
mean,
pies.
we did sell the samosas and it
We did have
kind
the
of sold
samosas.
out for us.
Samosas
yeah.
are good.
Yeah.
Or a good dalpari.
Yeah.
Dompery, yes. Yes. I think for me, like, as a Guyanese, I have to say doubles is my favorite.
I was gonna say the same thing. Doubles
Like,
is my favorite.
It's so good. Like, and it's so messy, but it's so, like, authentic.
Yeah, it tastes. And
Shout
it's
out to
natural.
Sings.
Well, I tried doubles for the first time. I don't know. I haven't tried many Caribbean foods, but doubles was like really good. So we tried that at our first GBM. So yeah.
Y'all had doubles?
Yeah,
you
you
were
should have
there.
pulled up.
Wow.
Yeah, you should have pulled
I'll
up.
bring up macaroni pie or something.
I was just about to say, my dad makes a good macaroni
my
pie.
mom makes a good macaroni pie.
It's just like it's like soft at the bottom, but it's
Yeah,
like
crispy
on
on
the
the
top,
top.
and then just like, man, it's good.
Have you ever faced challenges like balancing your Caribbean identity with like Greek life traditions?
Honestly, I don't think so. Just because I wanted to make sure that was the biggest priority in my mind when joining, that I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
That like it could be fully me. I think our first event that we went around the room and we were like, "Who's your favorite artist?" And I said Ravi B, because I was putting it all out on the line.
Did you see he's coming to Ocala?
Yes, I know. I have tickets. Don't play.
Stop! No way! I'm not
We're all
going to it.
going.
I'm not going to it.
Probably not, just because like there are a lot of Indo-Caribbean traditions that are rooted in like South Asian culture. So
Yeah.
like stuff that I like got from my dad, like I see it in Greek life as well, and it's a good honestly, it's a good way to like remind you that you have like a home, you know? Like
Yeah.
even when like you're away at college, like having these like small things still remind you like, oh, this reminds me of home, and like honestly, it makes the connection between like you and the rest of the organization stronger, in my opinion.
I would say the same thing as well. And for that, yeah.
I feel like because like we're a part of South Asian like sororities and fraternities, like it helps build the bridge of like our culture. Because yes, it's a South Asian, but it's not like strictly limited. Like the four of us, we are West Indian, and like the bridge between like us and like people in ISA, like it's not like straightforward. So it's a little bit harder to do, but it's easier when like you're in a sorority or a fraternity where there are other people who are Guyanese and Trini that like you can make that connection with.
How do you guys like balance your life with school, with everything else you got going on, community as well, and you still come here and you still represent, your sorority and our fraternities, of course. How would you guys go about it?
I would definitely say it's been a challenge coming into college. I've had at least 3 jobs at the same time. Now it's finally down to 1. My biggest lesson has been learning to kind of give myself area to breathe in every area of what I'm giving my energy to, just so that I'm not falling short in anywhere. Like in the beginning of this last semester, I worked at Disney in the night till in the morning. Then I would have class, and I would work at AutoZone, and I would do it again every single day. And I was also in the process of doing the whole sorority thing. And keeping that up, I was like, I know what I like. I don't want to give that up just because, I have a lot of things I need to get done when I know I could do it all. I think the biggest thing to come out of it is just more time management when I thought I already had that on lockdown. But I think at the moment right now, it's just been also having a great organization that when you do have a lot of things going on, you can depend on them to be like, hey, things are slamming me down. I need some support, and they got you. There's no question about that.
For me, it's kind of like the exact opposite, because like I have a lot of time on my hands. Like
But
I'm constantly just sitting in my room, like wondering what can I do on a random like 2 p.m. on Tuesday. So, and like I only have one in-person class, and that's like Monday and Wednesday, like 6 p.m. And like half the time we don't even meet in person. So it's a lot of the time I'm just like sitting in my like dorm or like trying to figure out like someone to hang out with. But like everyone has like their own things going on that don't exactly line up with like the time that I have free. And then also like I live like 30 minutes away. I mean, I know you live even further, and you
Popka represent.
I don't know how you like do
I
it,
make
like
that
coming
drive.
here every day.
45 minutes
45
every
45
day.
minutes, yeah.
Winter Garden.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
close
But
I
there.
could
close,
not.
close.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it's only like a 30-minute drive if I drive.
Yeah.
If it's a shuttle, it's like 45
Yeah.
minutes. But
Shows
Like-
how reckless of a driver you are.
no, it's a 30-minute drive. It's just that, you know, the shuttle is carrying so many people. They gotta go
Uh-huh.
slower.
Uh-huh.
Careful.
We do not condone this drive.
We all go to speed limit.
But like I have that a lot of time on my hands, but like sometimes like I just get like really like sometimes like I'm in the mood to do something, but I'm not in the mood to like get ready. So it's like I just want to stay at my apartment and do something there. And like when I have Greek events, like I come out, I show up to like as much as I can. Sadly, a lot of them are the times that I have my classes at, so I can't. But I try to like plan around that and like definitely like still come here and show up to as much as I can.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge trying to balance everything. I think for me, like, school's always the main priority, and then Greek life is like after that. And honestly, that's helped me. I think that helped me a lot, like figure out like time management skills, because that's
That's how
something
it
I
should be
definitely.
though.
Oh no, yeah, but it was definitely like something I struggled with coming into college, especially like joining the fraternity. Like my first semester, it was like, oh, how do I balance this? How do I balance that?
Yeah.
And I think definitely like just getting that whole college experience with Greek life on top of it helped me become like more well-rounded after the fact.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's like really hard to balance everything, especially because like I know I'm graduating next year and I want to get things like I want to do everything at the same time. I want to be able to like do all my 100 sports. I want to be able to like be in a sorority. I want to be able to do good with my school, but it's very hard to balance. And I still have to do my volunteering hours for freaking med school. But there's just like so much that I want to just get done, and like it's just really hard. And sometimes like you have to like prioritize your academics before like a Greek event, and it just happens to be like that. And yeah, my days have been getting busier. This semester has been like so hard, but I think it's just like you have to figure out what you need to prioritize and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
That would be the same with me. I mean, I do commute those 45 minutes going forward and back every day, but my schedule is a little mixed up too. For Monday through Fridays, usually I come early because my 3 classes is like I've taken 4, 1 online, but the 3 that I have on campus, it's so mixed. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's 9:30 to 10:20. Then I get like a 2-hour break, and then it's I have lab around like 12:30, and then after that, I just have a break till like 4:30 for my class, and I get out like 6, and it's the same thing every day. But
It's
for
hard to
me,
figure out like what to do in between.
Yeah.
That's the
So, like,
worst.
so
No,
I
genuinely,
yeah.
like, please tell me what you do in the time, because that's one of the biggest struggles I've had, sitting there for 5 hours in the parking garage, not
Losing
knowing
your
what to
mind,
do
right?
it myself.
Like for us, we do.
I would
have
take a nap.
Girl, I do, but then, like, carbon monoxide poisoning or whatever.
Crack the window.
I think it's whatever. I think I said
I
that
guess
wrong.
it's just like I try not to be on my phone a lot because I feel like it's a lot of times everybody struggles with that, right? You get distracted,
Yeah.
try to study, but then you have TikTok, you have Instagram, you have all of that. So then for me, I mean, we do have a study room every week for our fraternity. We have somebody that books it for us. So I'm usually in there for a good minute, just trying to see what I have to do. So I make like a plan every Monday. What do I have to get done? If I have any exams, I prioritize school first, get everything done out the way. For me, all my homework, all my assignments, I get done every Monday. So that I have the whole week to plan for anything, for DGC related. Because for me, I have 3 or 4 chairs is what I'm doing. So on top of that, I got to make sure everything is planned. I have to sign, forms for us to have socials. I need to find places for us to run these fundraising events. And goes for me, I do a lot for, I would say, for our fraternity. And on top of that, I'm taking like 3 level 3,000 courses as well. So it is pretty hard, but I don't leave here until like 2 a.m. I would say sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, and I commute, so I drive. For me, I skip traffic, so I don't mind it. But I don't leave until I get everything done. And if I'm distracted, I would stay even longer till I finish. But other than that, I mean, try to balance my life,
I wish I was like that.
I would say the process of us, joining the fraternity, they teach us how to balance your time, how to make everything,
Yeah.
try to make you better in a person. And that's the one thing I like about it. Yeah.
Shout out to Sings for sponsoring.
Thank you guys for listening.
And you guys could follow our socials as well.
Bye.